This lecture is about regulation of kidney function. So during fluid loss in the body or electrolyte loss in the body, or there is a decrease in body fluid volume, in such cases the kidney's function is efficiently monitored and regulated by three methods. The first one, hormonal feedback mechanism by hypothalamus. Number two, juxtaglomerular operators. Number three, heart. So let us start our lecture. First, hormonal feedback mechanism by hypothalamus. Fine. So when this feedback mechanism operates in the body, if there is a loss of body fluid, so there is excess loss of body fluids, or there is a fluid volume or blood volume in the body come down, if there is a decrease in the blood volume, or there is a loss of electrolytes in the body. In such cases, we have some specific osmoreceptors. There are some osmoreceptors are located in parts of the body, especially when you come across these osmoreceptors are located in near the hypothalamus. These osmoreceptors give a signal to the hypothalamus for the secretion of ADH hormone, which is called antidiuretic hormone. So this ADH or antidiuretic hormone is also known as vasopressin. The principal function of this is it will prevent diuresis. Diuresis is prevented by this ADH or vasopressin. So this ADH efficiently affects on distal convoluted tubule of nephron. So this is a DCT of the nephron. So, and these are the collecting tubules. So this ADH facilitates reabsorption of water from DCT and also collecting tubules. Reabsorption of the water occurs because of ADH. So this is how it will prevent diuresis by reabsorbing the water. And also ADH has one more function. ADH acts on blood vessels of the kidney. It causes constrictory effect. So it causes vasoconstriction. So as a result of that, the blood vessels constrict. Due to constriction of blood vessels, blood pressure increase. When blood pressure increases, this will increase the glomerular filtration rate. As a result, the body fluid volume is regularized. So the body fluid volume will start increasing. Once the body fluid volume increases, it suppresses ADH. So the feedback is completed. So this is how ADH works by hormonal feedback mechanism. Next, second, juxtaglomerular operators. Now, juxtaglomerular operators play a complex role when there is fall in glomerular blood flow, or there is a fall in glomerular blood pressure, or there is a fall in glomerular filtration rate, which is GFR. So before going to this, let us understand what exactly juxtaglomerular operators and where are they located. So this part is known as efferent arteriole, and this is the efferent arteriole, and this part is glomerulus. So we are not going to talk about any glomerulus at this moment. Now this is the Bowman's capsule. Now this part of the nephron is distal convoluted tubule. Now in the efferent arteriole, with these efferent arterioles are located very close to the distal convoluted tubule. So what all this efferent arteriole that is located very close to the distal convoluted tubule, the endothelial cells present in the capillaries of the efferent arteriole are specially modified, and these specially modified cells are known as juxtaglomerular cells. And remember, juxtaglomerular cells acts as baroreceptor. They will detect the changes in the blood pressure. So if there is a decrease in blood pressure, so these juxtaglomerular cells can identify because they act as baroreceptors. Now near this is a distal corner tubule. The cuboidal cells present in the distal corner tubule are also specially designed near the juxtaglomerular cells, which are called macula densa. This is macula densa. So this macula densa and juxtaglomerular cells are connected by some other connective tissue cells which are called as RAAS cells. So all these three make up juxtaglomerular operators. Now here you can ask me, what is the function of macula densa? Macula densa act as chemoreceptor. So juxtaglomerular cells act as baroreceptors which detect the blood pressures, and macula densa acts as chemoreceptors which detect the amount of salts. So whether the salt content is more or less. Fine. So fine. I said these juxtaglomerular operators play a role when there is a fall in glomerular blood pressure or the glomerular blood flow, or there is a fall in GFR. So how this occurs, let us find out. So first, in our body, naturally, liver produces angiotensinogen. This is produced every time. Every time this is not produced during crisis, every time in the blood circulation you can see angiotensinogen. But this is not activated. So whenever there is a drop in blood pressure in the efferent arteriole, juxtaglomerular cells which are acting as baroreceptors, they will detect this and immediately they will produce renin. Now renin converts this angiotensinogen into angiotensin 1. Fine. So next, angiotensin 1 is still not active. So capillary beds of the lungs secrete angiotensin converting enzyme. This acts on angiotensin 1 and convert this angiotensin 1 into angiotensin 2. Now angiotensin 2 is the active form. Now once angiotensin 2 is formed, now it is a very powerful vasoconstrictor. It performs two functions. Number one, first, vasoconstriction, because I said it is a very powerful vasoconstrictor, and also angiotensin 2 acts on adrenal cortex. So let us see as a vasoconstrictor how it helps in regulating the body fluid, amount of body fluid. First, see, listen, as I said, this is a powerful vasoconstrictor. It constricts the blood vessels. So look here, this is the first picture, that is a blood vessel with a constricted wall. This is with the blood vessel with the dilated walls. When once vasoconstriction occurs, the diameter decreases, which results in increase in the blood pressure in the efferent arterioles. When the blood pressure increases, automatically glomerular filtration rate increases. So here you can see in the third point, glomerular filtration rate falls down, but now we are increasing the glomerular filtration rate because of vasoconstriction. And also, like fall in glomerular blood pressure, we have also increased glomerular blood pressure. Next, adrenal cortex. Adrenal cortex, that means adrenal gland, the cortex of the adrenal gland secretes mineralocorticoid. That mineralocorticoid is known as aldosterone. So aldosterone also play a major role in this process. Aldosterone is responsible for reabsorption of sodium salts. So from the distal corner tubule as well as from the collecting tubules, and also it facilitates the reabsorption of water from DCT and collecting tubules. So as a result, overall the body fluid volume increases and electrolyte concentration also increases, glomerular filtration rate increases, and by increasing the blood pressure. So for all these, the principal like enzyme here is renin. So this renin is converting this angiotensinogen to angiotensin 1. Later on it is converted into angiotensin 2 by angiotensin converting enzyme. So this mechanism is called as RAAS mechanism, which is called renin angiotensin aldosterone system. So this is what is a complex role played by it. Now because of this RAAS mechanism, right? So body fluid volume increases. Now, if there is an increase in body fluid volume, the amount of the blood that is going into the atrium will increase, right? So the blood flow to the atrial wall increase. So blood flow to the atrial wall increases. Blood flow to atria increase. As a result of these, the atrial wall or the atria produces one more a special kind of a hormone which is called atrial natriuretic factor. We are calling it as ANF. Now, what is the role of these? ANF, because of increased fluid to the atrium, so ANF immediately causes vasodilation. So, dilation of blood vessel. As a result of vasodilation, blood pressure drops. So, this results in, right, regulating the body fluid volume once again. So, I can say that ANF is a check on RAAS, right? So both ANF and RAAS mechanism works antagonistically, because due to RAAS mechanism, blood pressure increases and the body fluid volume increases. This cannot be continued for a longer periods of time. So as a result, ANF decrease the blood pressure, and what all the excess water that is stored in the body will be sent out. So these two work antagonistically, right? Hope you all like the lecture. Please don't forget to subscribe the channel.